This week's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to organize your Lightroom catalog. Nobody likes drowning in photos in Lightroom, and I see so many of my clients have this issue. So I wanted to make a video because I'm sure there is many of you photographers out there that just have an incredibly messy and unorganized Lightroom. I want to show you guys exactly how I organize things myself. You guys can totally copy exactly what I do. It's going to make it so much easier to organize in Lightroom, to navigate through, find your photos, to edit your photos more efficiently. It's just going to make post-processing so much more fun because you're not going to be digging through trying to find photos and trying to figure out where did this photo go, what day was that taken, yada yada yada. I'm going to show you guys a super easy way to organize exactly how I do it. We're going to jump right into it. Here we go. So when you're going through and choosing exactly how you're going to organize your Lightroom catalog, you're going to want to do it in the library module here, not in develop or any of the other modules, because the library is going to allow you to see lots of things that are going to help with organization. You won't have little editing effects on the side that are going to distract you or anything like that. And you can actually go ahead and close this right side box here so you can see more images and just the left side. Now, I've seen a lot of photographers use this folders option here to organize their photos, and there's a lot of reasons why I don't like using folders. So, for example, when you go to import, by default, your photos are going to import onto your hard drive by the date they were taken, which you can see mine are here. So, I don't really like that because I don't specifically remember exactly what I shot on August 24th of 2019 or whatever the day may be. I don't exactly remember. And usually I will remember by location. So if I, for example, want to find a photo by a certain location, I have a little bit better way to do that. So for that reason, I usually close folders. I don't recommend using that. Instead, I recommend using collections, which is Lightroom's way of organizing your photos. So when you first start a Lightroom catalog, you're not going to have any collections, but you can create these collections yourself for whatever categories you want. I'm going to explain exactly what my categories are. You guys are more than welcome to just copy my categories and do the same thing, or if you want to just take a little bit from this video and do it your own way, that's totally cool too. But I figured that I would show a great and effective way to organize your photos. So I have four main collections here. These are actually called collection sets. I have editing, I have finished files, I have other, and I have portfolio. Other is going to be places where I put like personal pictures. Maybe they're photos of me, photos of a friend, whatever they may be. It's just not really landscape work, but I still have it in my landscape catalog. So editing is going to be where I have the images that I'm currently in the process of working on. So you can see I've got a spot for Milky Way that I'm editing. I've got a spot for review, which I'll talk about in just a second. I've got a spot for unsorted, and I've got a spot for working files. Now in unsorted, I've got my images that I've taken that I've just imported to the catalog and I haven't gone through and deleted them. So most of these images here will probably get deleted, but these are the ones that are unsorted that I haven't touched yet, but they are all potentials that I might edit them at some point. Now, working files is where I've got the files that I'm currently working on. I've maybe done a little bit of work on them, but I haven't quite finished them. So I've got all of these files here in my working files. And then I've got review. And review is something that I use occasionally. But basically what this is when I put 1 star on a photo, it automatically goes into this review. And so the reasoning for that is maybe I edited a photo and I want to relook at it in a few days. So I'll just put a quick 1 star on it and it will go to this. And this is called a smart collection. Now you don't need to worry too much about these smart collections, but if you're curious on it, you can access them up here by creating a smart collection. So this is kind of the first stage of where my photos are going right after I import them to my catalog. But now let's say that I've chosen a photo, I've edited it, and I'm done with it. It's going to go in my finished files. So I'm going to go ahead and close editing, and I'm going to open finished files. And now you can see I've got finished files from each state as well as deep space, because I didn't really feel like putting deep space photos in a state would really make sense. So I've got all the states that I shoot in. It's pretty much everything on the west is where I've been. Obviously, you could have different states. You could have less states. You could have more states. You could categorize it like Pacific Northwest, Southwest, East Coast, whatever you want. But within each of these, I have particular spots. So let's say, for example, I'm going to drop down California. So these are the spots in California that I shoot at or that I have shot at before. And I could just click on those, for example, Yosemite, to bring up my Yosemite photos. Now, this is a really nice way of categorizing it because if I wanted to find this photo, I could say, well, I remember that one really cool waterfall I shot in Yosemite. And then rather than trying to find the date up here in folders, I can actually just go to Finished Files, California, Yosemite, and bam, right there in Yosemite. Super easy to find. So for that reason, I like doing it that way. And now, You can see that there's only 2 photos here, but it says there's 4. So I've used a feature called the stack here. So if I click these, you can see I've expanded the stack. So the reasoning is because I've edited these in Photoshop. So you can see that this file right here is actually a PSB, whereas this right here is the raw file. This helps me keep things a little more organized. It's not that big of a deal when there's only 4 photos, but when you've got maybe 6 or 8 photos because of a Milky Way or something like that, it's nice. And the way that you stack photos is you can select both of them by shift clicking, and then you're going to control click or on a Mac or right click on a PC, and you can go down to stacking and group into stack, and you're going to hit that, and it's going to group these into a stack. So super nice way just to organize there. And I do that in all of my folders here. See, I go to abandon, and this one is in a stack. I can close that stack up. This one you can see hasn't been stacked yet. Sometimes I do get a little bit lazy and don't get all the stacks done, but I'll do that right now. So put that one in a stack. You can see it's nice and organized. So this makes things really easy to find. And now I've also got other, like I said, this is going to be a spot where I've got like personal photos, maybe photos of me, photos of friends, photos of backpacking, whatever it is, I've got it in there. And then I've got my portfolio. And the reason why I have portfolio is because on my website, I have things sectioned off into different categories, and I just want all of the images that I have on my website in this folder so that I know where it is. You definitely don't have to do this if you don't want, especially if you upload all your images to your portfolio. Don't worry about this, but I keep mine a little more selective. So for that reason, I have a portfolio here. Now you're probably wondering, how the heck do I make these folders? You're showing me this cool organization system, but you haven't showed me how to create the folders. So that's what I'm going to show you guys now. So let's say I wanted to create this new editing collection here. So you want to create a collection set, and a collection set allows you to put things inside of it, other collections, whereas just a collection only allows you to put photos in it. So I can click create collection set, and you can call this my editing files. I'm calling it something different than editing because it won't let me do 2 of the same collection sets on the same catalog. Now you can check to put it inside a collection set, but I want this to be kind of on the top level, so I don't want to put it inside a collection set. So I'm just going to do my editing files. Now you can see that appears here. There's nothing inside of it right now though. So now I could create another collection set, and let's say that I wanted to do working files, and I would create that inside a collection set. So I click create, and now you can see it's right here. Now, it's not going to let me put photos inside this collection set, so I need to create a collection. Just a regular collection is going to allow me to throw photos inside of it. And you're going to put that inside of a collection set of working files. Maybe I'll call the collection Photos from Oregon. And I will click create. And now I can put photos inside of that. You can also make this bigger if you want to be able to read the words. If you type too long, now I can put photos inside of this in order to edit them. So I'm just going to go up to editing, and let's say, I don't know if I have anything from Oregon on here. Oh, perfect. This is from Oregon. So we're going to click and drag this into here, and now it is inside of this collection. So you can find all your photos when you go up to catalog. If you just go to all photographs, this will just show you all your photographs in chronological order or whatever order you want them to be in. I usually do capture time. And so you can click and drag the photos into each collection set. So it's obviously pretty repetitive. You would need to make a lot of collection sets to organize it how you want. But once you have all of them built out on the left side, I would just recommend going to catalog all photographs and then going through your photos and clicking and dragging them into each and every catalog in order to help you out with organization. This is going to be a really nice and easy way to organize your photos so that it's super easy for you to find them at any point in time. I know a lot of people struggle with organization. The biggest thing is just being consistent and continually doing it the same exact way so that your photos are easy to find. It's more efficient. It's going to be more fun for you to sit down and do the editing because you're not going to be digging through photos, fixing problems that you may have. So that is exactly how I go about organizing my Lightroom catalog. Thank you all so much for checking out this week's video. Really hope that was helpful for you guys. Go ahead and just copy exactly what I do in this video. It's going to help you guys so much to organize that Lightroom catalog. I'm always happy to answer any questions you guys may have that I didn't cover in the video down in the comments. Please feel free to let me know if there's anything that you're confused about. Let me know what you thought of the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And once again, thank you guys so much for checking out this week's video. Really look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much.